Not that there's any way for you to be heard with this machine going. How are you, my darling?
More to the point, how are you? Or rather, how's your ailing back?
Oh, my back is just grand. My conscience, it's hurting me a bit.
No, ma'am, it shouldn't.
What?
Daddy sent me up here to give you a full report. I went by Delia's apartment this afternoon.
Ah, did you now?
Little John is doing fine, but as for Delia...
Oh, tell me everything. Tell me everything.
Well, I'd say your little plan is working rather brilliantly. I found Delia lying on a couch in a darkened room with an ice pack on her head. She was pathetically grateful that little John's nursery school started up again as of today. And she was very concerned about your back. And I said, well, so are we all. But heaven knows how it really is, because you never complain.
Oh, yes, saint.
I give it 24 to 48 hours at the most.
Tell me, did you get any real sense of how little John is getting on?
I suspect that he's very clean.
What do you mean?
Delia seems to be keeping him in the bathtub a lot.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, he won't object to that. He's part seal.
Well, he can't be too depressed because, she says, he sings loudly, often, like I got the feeling all night. Well, when Daddy and I realized that he'd left his drum over here, even knowing how much he missed it, and even though toys are stacked to the ceiling of Roger's apartment, I figured I should bring it over there so he'd have it as soon as he got home from school.
Oh, Siobhan, you're so thoughtful.
She is sad about her coat, though. It seems little John was a little careless with some of that putty glop.
The Fitch?
Yeah, the fabulous Fitch has been puttied.
Oh, dear. That stuff doesn't come out.
Yeah, well, Delia said something to that effect.
And, I wonder how Roger is bearing up under this.
Hi, little John. Oh, don't let me interrupt you. I assume your mother's taken to her bed? Delia, how are you?
I can't stand that drum.
Then take it away.
No, I'm afraid I'm gonna scar his psyche.
Look at this way, honey. Either it's yours or his. Okay, buddy. Okay, that's it with the drum, little John. Here, why don't you, let's put this here, and you come over here and play with this, all right? That's a good boy, yeah.
Roger, this has been a mistake. Roger, I've been thinking. I don't think I'm meant for this kind of work at all. Now, I think I'm too young to be a M-O-T-H-E-R.
Things certainly haven't been going easily.
I might as well just give up. The Ryans are gonna know all about it. Siobhan was over here before. I was lying down on the couch with an ice pack on my head. See, I kind of told her everything.
Delia?
Look, it's your fault. You told me I have to be very mature about this, so I can't lie.
But will Siobhan testify in court that you were in a state of collapse because you couldn't handle H-I-M?
She probably will. I mean, if they ask her. I mean, I could get up there. I could just say that I was having a bad day. I didn't tell her that I changed my mind about this whole custody thing. Why did I even say that?
Have you considered that the problem might have been the last few days that we've been in this one room together?
Of course I have. If H.E. had his own room and he had a nanny, or if he had a babysitter to take care of him when the nanny couldn't, well, I don't know. I guess I could get on better.
Well?
Well, but maybe not.
Look, I'm not sure of what kind of support you want from me.
What do you mean?
I don't know if you want me to buck you up and tell you to hang in there and make everything work, or maybe I should suggest that everything was wrong in the first place and that you should pack it in.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I just know I hate quitting. I hate it.
But, honey, that has to be your own decision.
I think that being an MOTHER is just too big a responsibility for me.
It's pretty unrelenting.
It is, Roger. You don't get a chance to sit down, and when you get a chance to sit down, then there's putty that gets all over your brand new fur coat. I can't stand it.
You know, Dee, I think that Maeve's hurting her back might have been a very good thing.
Why?
Because it's given you and me a real dose of what it's like to be an M.A.M.A. and a D.A.D.D.Y. and a chance to see what it's like.
You do it a lot better than I do. I know it.
That's because I don't have to be here all the time.
You know, if I could go over to the hospital, I could just stay over there, and then you could stay home one day with HIM.
Honey, you don't know how glad I've been to get out of here these last few mornings.
Roger, what are we doing?
I think we're finding out some things about ourselves.
I don't know, maybe so. It's just that I can't let HIM be with Ray. I can't.
Honey, that's not a good enough reason, Dee.
See, maybe it'd be better if HE had his own room and I had some HELP.
I'm sure it would.
No, see, maybe I could learn to take care of him if I had some HELP.
All right, then we press on. Huh? As planned.
Oh, no. Oh, no, please.
Honey, don't hold your ears. Say something.
I can't say anything.
Say S-T-O-P.
I can't.
Little John. Okay, that's enough with the drum, Little John. Mommy has a very bad headache with all that noise. Now you can play with your drum tomorrow.
Oh.
After you go back to nursery school.
Thank you.
I shouldn't have had to do that.
I know you shouldn't, but I can't do it.
Look, Dee, you've just made a decision to go on, to continue seeking custody. Now you've got to be able to cope.
I made a decision about this at another time with HIM and some HELP.
But you've got to learn to deal with HIMNOW.
Roger, I can't do it. I can't do it. I feel terrible. I started off the week, I felt happy, and I felt very healthy, but now I don't feel so good, and I'm eating all the time. I'm eating stale Christmas cookies that are left. Roger, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because of, you know who.
Honey, you've just got to get it together.
I can't. I can't do it, Roger. I can't.
Well, I can't promise you that, Mr. Greer, but I do give you my word that he'll have the message by tonight, and either he or I will call you by 10 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, I understand. I can appreciate that, yes. Okay. I certainly will. Goodbye, Mr. Greer. Hello, Dr. Ryan.
Hello, Miss Sullivan. I gather the senator's out.
The senator, would you believe, is having an informal dinner with the other senator, with whom he seems to share all kinds of common interests.
Ah, well, I think that can only be good for the city and the state.
I agree. Is there anything I can do for you?
No, I just came to talk.
Ah, well, unfortunately, I cannot be a brother to you.
Ah. Oh, Nance, where's your cane?
Well, I haven't been using it around the office. It's such a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I got out of the habit when we had 3 people out in the front office. I was afraid I'd trip somebody up.
Listen, just because we're not seeing one another socially doesn't mean I don't consider myself your doctor. Unless you advise me otherwise. So I just assume you wouldn't do things like throw away your cane without consulting me.
I didn't. Throw it away, I mean. It's It's right by my desk. I use it for the stairs in the street.
You should be using it anytime you're on your feet more than 30 seconds.
Damn. I will. I promise. I just hate it.
I know it.
Hey, I don't want another doctor.
Good.
Should I have one in Washington, though?
Probably, and I'll get you a recommendation.
Thank you.
And stop by the hospital. We can do just a last set of pictures, and I'll check you out thoroughly.
All right.
I sense some reservations. Is that going to be a problem for you?
No, not at all. I was just thinking how easy all this is.
Yes, it is.
Though I do miss you. And I'll be glad to get to Washington.
When do you leave?
The 14th. Oh, Frank's already under payroll, but he's officially sworn in on the 15th.
I hear you found an apartment.
Yes, one expensive room, a balcony with a view, and a short little walk to Capitol Hill.
Well, a short walk by spring. For now, it's a slow, tedious walk.
With my cane.
Oh, by George, you've got it.
Hey, listen, you'll have to come by and see my... Scratch that.
I am going to be in Washington from time to time. And I'm very aware at this moment that I miss you too.
How's Faith? She looked wonderful the other morning.
She is wonderful.
And the two of you are back together again.
Well, we have been. Although I'm afraid there might be complications.
I'm so glad you're here. I really need a big sister right now.
Well, I'm here. So why don't you tell me what's going on?
It's all so complicated.
What's complicated?
The whole situation with Tom. Pat. You know, I really thought for the first time I knew exactly what I was doing. I was perfectly squared away. Well, I didn't, and I wasn't, and I don't know anything.
And I don't know what you're talking about.
When I came to in the emergency room, and I realized that Tom had tried to kill me in the country, that he was responsible for all the accidents in the house, I was terrified.
Of course you were.
I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed because I really trusted him. And I cared about him. And the whole time he was hating me, hurting me. Planning it, really.
Come on, go on.
I told myself that he was psychotic. But he didn't know what he was doing. And all I wanted to do was safely get away from him and not see him again.
Honey, nobody blames you for that.
It was as if the first time I knew, he was dead. The one that loved me in the beginning, that I cared about, that I wanted to help, he didn't exist. Therefore, my marriage didn't exist.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to be with Pat. It was so simple and real. And for the first time, I could just tell him how much I loved him. We made love. And we've been together every possible moment since Christmas Day. And I'll tell you, Jill, it's the happiest, it's the best I've felt in a long time.
I can understand that.
Well, I spoke with Seneca this morning. And he told me that Tom isn't psychotic. That he has a pituitary growth. And it's causing all the anger and aberrant behavior. It's all a physical cause.
What?
And once the growth is removed, either surgically or by radiation, he'll be himself again.
Whoa. Tell me, I mean, how is that possible?
Well, it's a question of a massive disturbance in the pituitary gland. And it's triggering responses in the brain. Anger. It's bringing up old associations. For instance, the girl he loved in Ireland, Teresa.
Right.
And it's also directing all the anger that he had for her family. It's all very sad. Very complicated, but it makes perfect sense from a neurological point of view.
Yeah. You know, Seneca's been saying for days that Tom wasn't psychotic.
Yeah, I know.
They're gonna operate?
Yeah. And it's extremely dangerous. But Tom wants it. He says he can't bear being the way he is, going on like this, and he doesn't want to be any harm to me.
Have you seen him?
Yeah. And I really felt for him. I really cared about him. And I felt guilty. I'm sure that the guilt was part of it.
But what?
He was Tom again. And I cared with all my heart what happened to him.
What else?
God, I wish I could define it. Everything that was so lovely and simple with Patrick. It's not that simple anymore.
May I come in?
Of course, dearie.
You doing housework?
Oh, well, just a little light dust, and I can't bend my back or lift anything.
Oh,
How's little John?
he's fine. He's just fine.
I knew he would be. He must be having the time of his life spending so much time with you. And how does Roger like being a daddy?
Oh, fine. Just fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I mean, because Roger hasn't spent that much time with little ones as the rest of us have.
Oh, no, Maeve, he's doing very well. By the way, how's your back?
Oh, I would say there's been some improvement. Of course, I'm afraid that it still has a long way to go.
That's terrible.
Now, tell me about my little friend. Is he sleeping and eating?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And he's getting lots of rest?
Oh, yeah. I mean, why shouldn't he? We turn the lights out at 9 o'clock so we don't disturb him.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I'm so glad everything's going so well.
Yeah, well, it's not going as well as I make it sound. I mean, we love playing with him and playing with all his toys and everything like that, but...
Oh, and tell me, how did he like the drum we got for Christmas?
Oh, he was crazy about it. But, you know, in one room like that, it's just really very
Yes,
difficult.
it is a shame. That's true.
Yeah, you know, we don't have any privacy at all. See, Roger and I have to spell a lot.
Oh, does that mean you're talking about him then? Oh, isn't that sweet? Dear, darling, would you mind helping me over to that chair?
You can't walk?
Well, I mean, my back is worse sometimes than others. Just let me take your arm and then I'll go slow.
I don't believe it.
Yes, well, backs are funny things.
I thought your back would be much better by now.
Well, you can't count on backs now if you just help me.
Okay.
Lower me into
Okay.
this chair. Thank you, dear. Thank you very much.
Maybe you're like a cripple.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's the long and the short of it.
Okay, look, I gotta ask you. Can little John come back and live here? Until he has a room of his own over at the house. I mean, all of us in that one room, it's really crowded.
Oh, darling, it's a terrible shame to be putting you to such trouble, but I mean, how could I take care of a small child, particularly an active child like little John? I mean, with my back.
Oh, what about Johnny?
John? Oh, he's got the bar, dear, and he can't be lifting and bending and carrying and fetching. I mean, just picking up after little John's a full-time job.
Maeve, please.
You know, dear, being a mother has its bad drawbacks, you know.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, I just plan on sitting here for the next 30 minutes or so until the pain in my back lets up a bit. Why, what are you planning?
I have to get home.
Yes, little John will be missing you.
Yeah. Well, get well soon.
Yes, dear, I'll try. Oh, Delia, you're going to have your mother in this week. It's going to last you for years and years and years.
What if you could change your past? Erica does, every week, because sometimes the only way to move forward is to go back. A new original primetime drama, Being Erica, Thursdays at 10 on SoapNet.